One thing I found most rewarding was teaching the kids and having them like actually learn something from us, because if we would ask them a question, they could like tell us the answer without us having to prompt them, so that was really rewarding.
One thing I found most rewarding was when we'd come in to teach, like they'd be actually excited to learn and that they really wanted us to come teach them again next year, but we did not.
One thing I found most rewarding was when the kids remembered something that we taught them.
Yay.
Go.
One aspect of EcoAct that I found most rewarding was when I realized how much we actually meant to the kids. Like when I sat down one-on-one with one of the kids, they who was usually like really awful, they were like really awesome. So that was pretty awesome.
Either like the people that I met who were in the EcoAct class were pretty cool and I'll never forget them, and it was really nice because I have all these memories and always looking back they'll make me smile.
Most rewarding was telling people about our action plan, and then people were like, "What? Crazy!" And then it was just kind of like, you see how much people actually care about the environment.
The aspect I found most rewarding was experiencing new things that I had never done before.
The aspect that I found most rewarding was teaching in the classroom. It was really awesome to see the kids every week and see how they progressed and learned throughout the year.
The aspect I liked the most was hiking and going on the outings because it made the teaching and assignments worth it.
Oh.
The first thing I learned about teaching kids is that not everybody's going to understand it on the first try, so you have to like be patient and don't like get upset if they don't get it on the first try. You just have to keep like helping them out. And the second thing is that not everybody learns the same way, so some people might learn by listening, some people learn by coloring, drawing, or seeing things or hearing things, so everybody has different learning like styles.
One thing I learned about teaching others is that sometimes the kids who don't always raise their hand want to like answer, so you kind of have to like call them out and like encourage them to answer. The second thing I learned that if a kid's wrong, you have to kind of like inch them to it, because then that's how they learn.
Two things I've learned about teaching others is that it's really important to be ready and prepared for class, and going along with Ariana, not everyone learns in the same way, so you just have to be flexible.
Go.
Right, two things that I learned about teaching others is that one, they're not going to respect you if you don't respect them. So if you like yell at them a ton, then they're not going to want to pay attention and listen to you. And also that it's a lot harder going into a class that hasn't really been like disciplined very well and trying to get them to be disciplined. Like now I have a newfound respect for teachers.
To be patient and know what you're teaching, because if you don't know what you're teaching, then they're not going to learn. And that was my problem.
Yeah. Yeah, like she said, just to know what you're teaching so you don't embarrass yourself. Because if you embarrass yourself, like, you're not going to teach anyone else. And then, not everyone, like, learns the same, so just, like, teach in, like, a variety of different ways.
What I learned about teaching others was that all the kids have a different learning style, and also not to underestimate the kids. They really are a lot smarter than we think they are.
The two things that I learned about teaching others are that whoever you're teaching can tell if you're not prepared, really, and that kind of will make for a messy lesson sometimes. And secondly, that in order to be a good teacher, you need to know how to be a good student first. Fire.
3 minutes, y'all.
The two things I learned from teaching are that you have to be prepared in your lessons, otherwise you're not going to really know what you are teaching and the kids can't learn from that. And secondly, that they are really smart and you have to give them more responsibility because they want it.
Go.
3 skills I've gained from EcoAct are patience, a new ability to like work with kids better, and better leadership qualities.
3 skills that I've gotten worked on is teamwork, organization, and like actually getting stuff done, like motivation and time management.
3 things that I've learned are how to use a compass, how to build a fire just using materials around you, like outdoors, and how to pitch a tent.
Nice.
Go.
Okay, so one skill is that use everyone's strengths to your advantage, to like make your team work more efficiently, and also spear throwing. We learned how to do that. It was really fun, and then just time management because it's huge. Because if you want to get all your work done, you should do it and not procrastinate.
A couple skills that I've gained are rowing a boat, or rowing a canoe, because that was awesome and I never knew how to do that, and pitching a tent and GPS. Did I take your name? No. Okay.
Okay, some skills that I gained was actually like steering the boat, like in the back, not like rowing it though. And like just like working with other people, like trying to like make sure everything is just working with other people and using a compass.
Okay, so I learned a lot of teaching skills, a lot of leadership skills, and organization.
I learned a lot about determination and kind of how to stick through and persevere. Also a lot about patience, because that's kind of something that I struggle with, so it's really tested that. And thirdly, I've learned how to manage like 2 long-term group projects at a time.
I've learned time management, and I've also learned how to use a GPS, even though I don't know if I still have those skills. But and I've also learned how to present in front of a large group of people.
Okay.
The first thing I learned is that I'm a really big procrastinator. So like EcoActors kind of helped me like with my time management skills and not like waiting so long to do projects. The second thing is that I really like working in teams because you always have people around to encourage you. The third thing is I like working with kids because they're really enthusiastic, even though they might not listen sometimes. They're really like wanting to learn, even though they might not show it. And the fourth thing is that I like nature. Yeah.
One thing I learned about myself is that I'm a very, very big procrastinator. Noticed that in the group project a lot. And I don't know how to use a GPS very well, even after learning how to. And I really like teaching, and that I actually will consider being a teacher. That I've learned that I can teach, so it's a possibility. And then another thing I learned about myself is I'm very competitive whenever it comes to competitions.
4 things I learned about myself are that I really like kids, and I might also consider teaching. I learned I'm actually very motivated and willing to work hard. 2 other things. I think I realized I care more about the environment than I used to. And my last thing, thank you. The last thing I learned about myself is, I get frustrated easily if things don't go the way I planned.
I'm so shaky.
Go.
Okay, 4 things I learned about the environment. One, that surface runoff is really bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, like, about, like roads, like, impervious surfaces is really bad.
It's okay.
I also learned about, like, oh my gosh. What's that thing? It's, like, with the water. Oh, my God.
Watersheds?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, my God.
SJ. Okay, whatever.
And one more is I learned about different awesome adaptations.
I was gonna say that. That's alright.
Did I take a one? Oh my God.
Okay, anyway, I guess I'm thinking of new ones. I learned that Asian carp are super invasive, and that there is a landfill in Bridgeton that is causing tumors. That there's erosion, that rivers erode, and that habitats I'm just gonna say adaptation because that was my last one.
Adaptations.
Adaptation.
Yes. So the first thing is like I learned what a watershed is and that it's really big and they all drain down. Anyways, next one, I learned the 6 different energy sources and like which ones are renewable and which ones are not renewable or non-renewable. And then the different adaptations of like plants and animals and like birds have beak.
I'm so sorry.
And then I learned that all energy comes from the sun.
Yeah.
Or the
the sun.
chains.
So I learned about the different zones like prairie, creek, stuff like that. I learned about the Asian carp was a big issue.
Yeah.
About local agriculture and about who else?
Urban sustainability.
Urban sustainability.
That was one of mine, but now I'm gonna say
That
that.
was yours.
I learned a lot about like walking neighborhoods and urban sustainability because that's what my project was about. And I knew a little bit about that, but I learned a lot more about it and why it's important. I also learned about watersheds. I didn't really know a lot about that before. And I learned about invasive species like the Asian carp.
Hey.
That was something that was really, that I also knew a little bit about, but I figured out why it was important and why it mattered. And then also I learned about more animals that are extinct and endangered in Missouri. I knew a couple, but I found out about more, and that's really important to know, I think.
I learned about Asian carp and how that they're in the rivers in Missouri. I also learned about walkable cities and how that can apply to St. Louis and the businesses in St. Louis that are like doing things about environmental issues. And I also learned about ecology in St. Louis and the different
Following girls, please
animals that live here.
Hey.
Ecosystems.
I gotta
know that was your feeling.
I learned how to like manage my time, so that'll be really helpful in college when I have like 4 papers due at the same time. I'll learn like not to wait until the night before to like do it and stuff, and I'll learn so I just have better time management skills.
How I will apply to the future. I am thinking about taking science and teaching degree because I really liked it, and I also really like science. So yeah.
I'm gonna take everything I learned with me to college and throughout the rest of my life and my careers, and I think it'll help me really succeed in the future.
Go.
So I could use my leadership skills I've gained to help me and communicate with others, and also if I need to pitch a tent, I know how to do it.
I will be more like I'll know more about the environment and really vouch for it. Like if anyone like is being disgraceful to the environment, like littering, I'll be like, no.
We're intense.
Yeah,
I will definitely put in as much effort as possible with my team because I didn't really do my fair share this time. But anyway, yeah, I'm also just gonna learn like use pitching tents for sure.
I need a drink for
Go.
Sure. I'm going to use the skills I gained in EcoAct a lot in college and throughout the rest of my life because I learned how to work with other people and leadership skills and time management, which is all things that apply to the rest of my life.
Go sit down and do it.
I think that I'm also going to use a lot of these skills in college, but also I'm going to learn a lot about what I learned about ecology and the ecosystem just in my everyday life. And I'm going to think about making sustainable choices and living in a way that's good for the environment, and also time management. That's a big one.
Good job, Max.
I'm going to use a lot of these things in college, considering I'm going into that sort of major, and also just like in my whole life, like when I'm a suburban house mom. So.
And teaching skills, because I want to be a teacher, so I'll use a lot of that.
Yeah, this actually like decided what I wanted.